Hey, hi, hello. It's the LaSala Show, episode 13 for December 7th, 2020. I'm back in Louisiana. Sorry it took so long, we had to drive, Maddy had to drive all the way from Brooklyn, New York to Lafayette, Louisiana. It took a little while. It was good times. She, by the way, is our guest for this episode. She'll be here soon. A lot has happened, and I'm not even going to comb through all the breaking broken news. I'll keep it brief because I want to get my lovely fiance here with us. But look, the NFL just happened yesterday. There's a couple games tonight, maybe one tomorrow too. Okay, so the only good thing I would say about COVID is that there's almost a football game on every single night. Whether hook or crook or positive test. I mean, they pushed that Steelers game back 6 times. I love it though. I love having NFL to watch at all times, even if I don't care about the teams. My Packers won. What's up? What in the fuck is up? No love for the Packers? Well then, go spit, sir. Or madam. I wonder how many females listen to this show. I wonder how many people listen to this show at all. I don't care, but I'm curious. So yeah, Rodgers. Okay. Let's put this into perspective. I hate talking about the MVP race and who deserves to be the MVP. Earlier this year, it was Russell Wilson. Or maybe it's going to be Ben Roethlisberger. Or Patrick Mahomes, obviously. Or Aaron Rodgers. Shut the fuck up. None of that shit matters to me at all. It's not like if Aaron Rodgers wins the MVP, obviously I'll be happy, but I don't get paid if he wins the MVP. He's not sending me a check just for championing him. I'm just saying the dude deserves it at this point. Now, if he goes out against the Detroit Lions next week and throws 4 interceptions and breaks his leg, knock on wood, obviously, yeah, we'll have a different discussion then. But at this point, it's down to 2 players. It's either Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. Those are the 2 MVPs at this moment. And you could even say, look, let's give an MVP to the NFC and let's give an MVP to the AFC. My argument would be Aaron Rodgers does more with less. Therefore, he is the most valuable player for his team. If you put the backup in, I think it's Matt Moore for Kansas City, he'd do all right. He'd be good. He wouldn't be fantastic. He wouldn't win the MVP, but they would definitely make the playoffs without Patrick Mahomes. If you put in Tim Boyle, and God, I love you, Tim. You're a good dude. Look, no shade thrown, but if you put Tim Boyle in with the surrounding cast that the Packers have, I'm sorry. We're maybe 6-4 at this point. Is that right? 6-4. What were we? 8-5. Anyway, we're like struggling to get into the playoffs. Is my point. You put Rodgers in that Kansas City offense, son, he already is leading the league in touchdown passes. He would be at least 7 to 10 more touchdowns than he already has. I mean, he has bozos like Marquez Valdez-Scantling dropping passes that should be touchdowns. He has undrafted players that are his number twos. Alan Lazard, no shade thrown, but you were undrafted. Kansas City has Travis Kelce, who some people say is the best non-quarterback offensive player in the league. And then you got Tyreek Hill, the wife beater, who is the fastest man on the field at any given time. Then you have Sammy Watkins. Then you got McCall Hardman, who's also a speedster. You got a track team out there. Rodgers would obliterate the league if he had that offense. But it's cool. It's cool. Have your fun. Because it doesn't matter until the playoffs start. That's the bottom line, folks. All right, let's get to the NBA real quick. Let's see. Oh! Adam Silver, my homie. He looks like a fucking meth addict. He is announcing there will be no marijuana testing this season. This season? Make it forever, sir. Because I guarantee you, players are smoking before every game. And the ones you catch, that's just a bonus for you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's in it for you to... what are these players like, role models or something? Is that the narrative we're going with? See the previous with Tyreek Hill, because if we're trying to set guidelines to how to live your life in a respectable way, athletes aren't always the way to go. So yeah, smoke up. Smoke the fuck up. I hope they make it legal to smoke in the locker rooms at halftime. Sometimes that can mellow a man out. I know I've played some of my best ball back in my 20s when I was stoned. It makes you feel the basketball. It makes you feel the depth perception of the goal and the net and the rim and the ball and the sweaty guy next to you trying to guard you. It makes a fucking difference, sir. So, Los Angeles Clippers star Paul George, who used to be my favorite basketball player back in Who Gives a Fuck, he had some quotes recently that were a little astonishing to me. A little like, okay. After blowing a 3-1 lead in the playoffs and getting his coach fired, Doc Rivers, by the way, had just a terrible performance in the bubble. You couldn't point directly to him for their loss, or their collapse, rather. But it was pretty much... like, if he would have played just, like, a little bit better, they would have definitely won. If they could have beaten the Lakers. The point is, he threw some shade at Doc Rivers for his game planning and his strategy. And then went on to say, I want to retire as a Clipper. Now, if we do a history rewind, in Oklahoma City, he said that same shit. In Indianapolis, where he was my favorite player as a Pacer, he said that same shit. Paul George, I'm going to go ahead and need you to shut the front door, sir. I've not been more upset with a player who I met Paul George. I met him when he was a second year player. I met him in New Orleans after a game, and he wasn't like this huge superstar yet. And he was a nice guy, you know. And I told him, I was like, "Yo, you're gonna be the next dude. Like you're gonna be it." I was like pumping him up, you know. At the time, Danny Granger was like the number one dude in Indianapolis. But I was trying to hype him up, like, "Yo, man, I see something in you. I should be a fucking scout, right?" Well, Paul George, I wish you all the best, but man, you gotta take your foot out of your mouth saying all this dumb shit that's gonna come back to haunt you. Playoff P? Huh? Playoff P? Pathetic. I may have a new found sympathy for Victor Oladipo, who is my current NBA boyfriend. He came out and said, "I don't know where all that noise is coming from, talking about I want to be on somebody else's team. I'm here to win for the Pacers." Again, it's that same bullshit rhetoric. What else are you going to say to a Indianapolis reporter that's asking you these hard-hitting questions? It was told to me that you actively recruited yourself to other teams, including Miami, New York, blah, 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 blah. I don't know where all that noise comes from. Man, I'm just trying to win for Indianapolis. That's not at all what he sounds like. I'm just trying to do characters, people. Come on. It's not cultural appropriation. Speaking of Doc Rivers, he actually left the Clippers after that catastrophic 3-1 debacle. And he went to coach the Philadelphia 76ers. His son, Austin Rivers, is a decent player in the NBA. And he advised his own son, "Hey man, don't come play for my team." Again, that's not what he sounds like. But isn't it odd, and this is not the first time, like Austin Rivers has played for his dad in previous seasons. I wonder how distracting it is as a head coach to have your son on the team and trying to delegate minutes and trying to do matchups, and how much of that can you put to the side and just be a coach and not a father? Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Let's move to some news. Boy, old Rudolfo Giuliani over here has had a hell of a go at it recently, right? This fucking guy. I wish I had this on my resume, okay? Let's break this down. So he gets caught undoing his pants in a Borat movie. You could say, "Oh, I was fixing my mic, what the hell," whatever. That's fine. He hosts an election fraud presser at a Four Seasons Total Landscaping. That was embarrassing. He was sweating so much that his hair dye melted down the side of his face and it looked like doo-doo juice. Next, he audibly farted in a hearing. He poo-pooed le fufu. He put some poo particles in the air and kept talking like nothing happened, which is, by the way, what you should do. I'll give him credit for that. Oh, and then he, test positive for COVID-19. Good job, Rudy. You really did it this time. I mean, not to mention the videos. I mean, there's like a compilation of videos of him taking out a, a sweaty napkin and then wiping his forehead with it, and then turning it on its wrong side, blowing his nose in it, and then turning it over and wiping his forehead back again. Like, dude has no napkin etiquette. It's pretty disgusting. But, look, I don't like to make fun of old people because, god damn it, they're about to die. But it's different whenever they're just actually some of the worst people in the world, right? I mean, he had his moments of brilliance, like during 9/11. I think he was a powerful force in New York. He said all the right things. He was competent. It was before the worms were infecting his brain and he started to decompose in front of our eyes. But yeah, he's doing great. He's fucking killing it. When was the last time you think Rudy Giuliani had sex? Now, I didn't mean to put that imagery into your head, but if I had to think about it, so do you. And my guess is last night. Last night, Rudy Giuliani probably had sex. Let that sink in. And the girl didn't enjoy it. And the guy filming was killed. We'll move on. Let's get to some COVID news. Some fun COVID news. It appears COVID may cause erectile dysfunction. Long-term erectile dysfunction. So, all you non-mask wearers, which I've seen a lot of down here in South Louisiana, I hope you have your Viagra on deck, because this could lead to your wife banging the pool guy and you don't even have a pool. A woman's grandmother caught COVID. How did she do it, you say? You think old people really like, oh God, we gotta keep grandma secluded, sequestered. This bitch was sneaking out and going to a karaoke bar that wasn't following no COVID protocols. COVID grandma karaoke? That bitch really wanted to sing. I wonder what her song was. Don't cry for me, COVID Tina. The truth is that it's not even real. It's definitely real, people. Bitches' grandmas are getting it singing karaoke songs. Alright, these monoliths that have shown up. Now, what the hell is this? Do we really need this in 2020? This is just like, if this happened in any other year, just like with the aliens, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, aliens are real. Move on. If the monoliths had happened at any other time in history, people would be freaking the fuck out. Nobody bats an eye at these monoliths? These large, just silver structures that are just appearing in Utah. There's one in Romania, and there's one in Cali now. What the fuck has happened? It's too much. It's too much. Everybody should be prescribed Xanax for the next year just to get over all of this stress. Some people should be shot in the face, like this COVID couple. They were arrested after knowingly testing positive for COVID, and they boarded a flight. They were immediately arrested afterwards. Look, some people want to watch the world burn. And that's fine. Look, I have my share of morbid thoughts, and look, I'm not some little spring flower that's growing and I'm the guy that steps on that flower in the crosswalk. Actually, no, that's not true. I don't do that. But no, when I was a kid, I would step on an anthill just to watch them all run around. That's what these fuckers are doing. I would get like a magnifying glass and point it where the sun is going straight through, and I would fry an ant. I was 7 years old. These people are grown ass adults getting on a plane with a deadly disease strapped to their back. Shoot this dude in the face! A woman sold her husband's PS5. He told her it was an air purifier. I don't know if you've seen a PS5, but that's pretty accurate. They do look like air purifiers. So, there's that. Let's see, a little fun fact for you. This actually disturbed me. And you know, I'm not one to care about anything, but in France, it is legal to marry a dead person just as long as they had the intention to marry you while they were alive. That could get that could be interesting. I want a documentary about that. And I'll watch the first 10 minutes and turn it off because it's disturbing. In the UK, there was a baby born that was holding her mom's contraceptive that failed to stop her from getting pregnant in the first place. That is just the biggest fuck you I've ever heard of a baby giving. So you got that like T-shaped device. I guess it's an IUD. And the baby's sitting here holding it in his hand like it's a razor. Or like you know. It's really disturbing. It's like, I never wanted to be born, or did I? That's some Jedi shit from that baby. He's like, no, I am the chosen one. I am Jesus. In stupid sports news that I barely care about, LSU football. Wow, I'm back in Louisiana, so now it's time to shit on the local teams, right? This is their worst season in 20 years. They lost by 37 to Auburn, 38 to Alabama. So without Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Queen, y'all can't get it together. Y'all don't have enough recruits to not lose by 30 a game. Good times, though. God, those LSU fans are insufferable. Those tailgates. Man, they start tailgating for an 8 o'clock game at around 11. They get so wasted, so they pass out by like 3 or 4 and wake up and go to the game. I got to give it to them for that. That's impressive alcoholism, for sure. And then UL. What happened? What happened? Y'all were in the top 25 when half of the country was not playing college football. And then all of a sudden you aren't in the top 25? That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. If Coastal Carolina can do it, so can you. Get your shit together, COVID raging Cajuns. As it turns out, Logan Paul punched the fuck out of, what is his name? Nate Robinson. Laid him out. So Nate Robinson, former professional basketball player of no consequence, decided he could, box Logan Paul, some influencer, some YouTube piece of shit. And Logan Paul pieced him up real nice and laid him on the fucking mat. Face down. Now, Floyd fucking Mayweather has accepted a fight with Logan Paul. It'll take place February 20th, 2021. Now, if this isn't the fight of the two most despicable people in the world, I don't know what is. Like, I want there to be one of those double knockouts. Like, they both swing at the same time, and they both connect, and then they just both drop to the ground, and they die. They're dead. The referee runs out, he checks their pulses, he throws his hands up in the air, he shrugs, and they wheel him off to the hospital to later be pronounced, in fact, dead. On that note, I'm going to bring in my lovely, lovely fiance. She's going to give us some insight on her trip down to the dirty South. We'll be right back. And we're back with the Jesse LaSala Show. My guest tonight is my lovely fiance, Madeline.
Yay!
Woo!
We made it.
We fucking made it. Okay, so describe the drive because you haven't done
Drama.
this. What?
Drama. Okay, yes, sorry, continue.
You haven't done this ever.
Ever.
Fucking ever.
I mean, I know how to drive.
To
I know how to drive my mom's old car.
the gas station and back.
Around Westchester, around the block, to a friend's house and back. Yeah, that was like my limit of driving. I mean, you know, living in New York, you really don't need to drive anywhere, really.
Exactly. That's why I moved up there. That was the whole point. Not because I got a DWI. I didn't. But I didn't want to get one, so let's go to New York instead.
Right. And it worked out great. I mean, we never really needed a car, ever.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is like, yeah, it's a little inconvenient. There's a lot of people around, but if you get a good seat.
I mean, you carried a TV on the subway.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
And then we left it in New York. Unfortunately.
R.I.P. TV.
So, what about the hotel situations?
I mean, they were, I don't know.
I mean, tell us about the booking situations, because you wanted to go to certain places.
Yes. Okay, so obviously we were driving from New York to Louisiana, and originally I thought I could, I could make this in like a one-stop situation. We'll stop off one place and then we'll just drive to Louisiana the next day.
How did that work out?
Well, I'm very glad that I listened to you, because I probably would have been kicking myself in the ass right now. And
You would still be catching up on sleep.
oh yeah.
Or we would have crashed and burned.
Hey,
Well, I'm saying sleep deprivation is a real thing.
it was getting, once it got like dark out, that's, when things got a little shady.
That's the scariest time, right?
Yeah, like the lights were just blurry at that point for me. Just like
Jesus.
driving on the road.
You tell me this now?
Well, I tell you this now because we made it and we're safe and we're here. Our cat's here, and it was fine. But once you did tell me, hey, bitch, we can't do this in a 2 days situation, I looked at some hotels and I was very nervous about where we would stop because
Because Trump? Because Republicans? What?
Yes. Yeah, because, yeah, this election is wild and still
Divisive.
not over, and, everyone's kind of split in
What do you
two.
mean not over? You are you claiming that Trump won the election? You're just waiting?
Look, I'll believe it when I see him walk out the door. Okay? That's when I will believe it.
Yeah. It is sad that we have to really think that way, but So yeah, so you scheduled stops in certain places.
Yes, I scheduled stops in blue counties because we were not stopping in any red states. Like, let's just be clear about that. We're coming from New York to Louisiana, and I really don't have to say much about that. But I made sure. Okay, so we stopped in Greensboro. I had been to Greensboro once before.
North Carolina?
Yes. North Carolina. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was there before.
Oh, okay.
But then, I found out it was a blue county, so I was, a little bit happy about that.
And it was, gay friendly, right?
LGBT friendly. That's what the hotel said.
But what about non-binary friendly? Was that...
I think that is...
That covers all of it?
LGBT... I mean, I just say LGBT.
What about the Q?
But there is, an I.
LGBTQ anon. Ah, interesting.
You said it here first.
And then we had our cat with us.
Yes, we had the cat, so we had to make sure it was LGBTQ friendly,
yeah,
and also cat friendly, which is, one and the same, basically. I mean,
you're gay if you have a cat. Is that what you're saying on record?
That's how I feel about myself. Anyways, so then the next stop we stopped in. The next stop was hard because after Greensboro, North Carolina, you get to South Carolina, then you get to Georgia, and then you get to Florida. And that was sort of like the midway point to Louisiana. So we did stop in Florida. We had to stop in Florida.
Tallahassee.
And then we stopped in Tallahassee because that was also another blue. Is that a thing?
It's Florida State.
Oh.
The Knolls, baby.
I don't know anything about
they
that.
They got
okay.
those little tomahawks on their helmet.
Is that
not tomahawks?
Is that racist?
Those what are they called? Arrowheads with the sticks.
A bow and arrow?
No, it's like a stick with the little arrowhead carved out of stone.
Okay, is that racist?
I mean, if the Washington Redskins had to change their name to the Washington Football Team, why do the Florida State Seminoles not have to change their name? It's all semantics, people.
Well, they are in Florida, so
let's just
be clear about that.
Look, let's call the Raging Cajuns the University of Lafayette, Louisiana, Red Beans and Rice.
I would love that.
Or the
gumbos.
The UL Boudin.
Ooh, the UL Boudin. And the cracklings.
And it's just like a fucking phallic symbol on the helmet. That's great.
I prefer the cracklings, but...
Ooh, we gotta get some... Okay, yeah. Anybody listening, comment if you're listening on the best place to get crackling in the dirty South. Let's hear it.
The dirty.
All right, so we got to...
Tallahassee, and...
You spilled litter all over the goddamn floor.
Ooh, I did. And you know what? I didn't even tell you this, but they did charge me for it.
Oh my Atlanta. How much?
Actually, maybe not. I don't know. I have to look back.
No, I think they charged you for the water. I got waters, and I said just charge it to the room.
Oh, okay. Well,
and those waters were $10 each.
I did see some extra water, and I was like, some extra charge, and I was like, oh, okay.
It wasn't for the litter.
Oh. And well, I left $5 for the cleaning service, and I said thank you for cleaning.
Is that a little light? $5?
Yes, I think that's fine. We were there for one night.
Right.
And they didn't even have to clean out our room.
Yeah, we did nothing.
We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, for all they know, that was like bath salts on the floor.
Right. We ordered $50 worth of Taco Bell. And we ate probably...
Okay, no, I ate all
You
mine
ate all yours,
'cause
yeah. By the time it got to us, it was just dog shit.
You are like... You get hungry with your eyes. Like, you just I'm going to get like 10 tacos. And you eat 3. Not even 3.
Here's the thing. I was stretching it a little bit because that was the only thing available. Like, remember we were going through...
Mm-hmm.
It was late at night. Taco Bell was the only fucking option. And I was like, well, if we got to do it, I'm going to get the soft tacos because then I can heat it up. And then it could kind of give it a little life. No fucking microwave in the hotel. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, that was strange because this was a nicer hotel than the North Carolina one.
The other one had a hotel. I mean, a microwave.
It did. So that was very strange. I
was bamboozled. $50 for Taco Bell. What are you, high?
And I think that Taco Bell really did mess with my stomach the next day.
Oh, I was vomiting the next day.
But you think it was from the Taco Bell?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, probably. It was, we haven't really had Taco Bell in a long time, so.
So are you homesick already now that we've gotten here?
I try not to think about it.
That's reassuring.
I don't want to think about it. It's going to get me all, upset and whatnot. I like to think of this as an extended vacation where I also have to work every single day, and and we got a cat on this vacation.
Yeah,
for
I was about to say. So you were able to keep your job.
Yes.
While living in Louisiana, but you're working for a New York company.
Right.
That is like the ultimate fuck you to Louisiana, by the way.
Why?
You don't have to pay any taxes in Louisiana.
Listen, I don't know anything about that.
You're technically not even here. You're not going to make a thumbprint on the whole situation in Louisiana.
And you know what? My boss agreed because I was like, hey, do you need to change my information? Here's my address, la la la. And he was just like, let's just pretend that you're here, and that's it. And so I was like, okay, because I don't know anything about the tax situation, but hey, I have a job, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm still getting money from New York as we speak.
And that's okay, because you can work in a different state. Like, my aunt worked in New York, but she lived in Connecticut. That is a totally different state.
Ah, interesting. I thought they were the same state.
And when COVID happened, she was getting unemployment from New York. So.
Yeah, I think all of these kind of regulations sort of go out the window when it's COVID. Coronavirus!
The Rona.
So, yeah, we got a new house. It's basically my childhood home. What sticks out at you when you come in here? Because last time you came, it was only for a short visit, maybe 2 or 3 days. Now you've had a good week to really look at it and kind of take an assessment.
Like the house-wise?
Yeah.
What do you mean sticks out to me? Like bad, good, like?
Yeah, both. I mean, just the whole aspect of living in this house.
Well, it's a beautiful house, first of all. I appreciate the tall ceilings.
Right.
I don't feel claustrophobic. I don't feel like I need to hunch over. I just don't feel like trapped.
Yeah, as tall people, we sort of kind of deal with that on a daily basis in New York, ducking in to get on and out of the subway.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hallways, fucking branches laying low.
Hate those branches.
Yeah, we got what, 20-foot ceilings?
Pretty tall.
More? 30, 40? I don't know. I have no depth perception at this point. We also got a cat. Now, this wasn't popular with you, but I knew it would work out in the long run, and it's sort of proving me right. But
Right. I'm just lazy.
well, so am I.
I know, but I just did not want to deal with another little baby cat. I mean, Cookie, she broke some of my favorite glasses.
By being a cunt.
Excuse me.
What? She's a little cunt. Look at her. She's like raising havoc in there. She knows we're doing a podcast, so she's like over there like fucking off.
Anyways, I this is embarrassing, but I did cry the first night we had the cat because I was like, Cookie doesn't like the new cat.
And then I text Kelly. I was like, "Hey, can you take the cat back?" He's like, "No." I was like, "All right."
And then we were stuck. And then the next day was fine. Like, it was just the first night. I was a little overwhelmed. Again, we had just moved here. I was still catching up on much needed sleep. And then there was a cat who is very gaseous.
A needy, gaseous cat. I mean, this man can fart up a room.
Can clear a room.
Yeah.
Seriously. And it lingers. It's bad.
Yeah, it's
I've
like those
never experienced this before.
silent but deadly. It takes it to a new level. It's like silent, but Jesus Christ, I have to go on a walk. And when I get back, I'm still going to smell it.
Oh, yeah.
And while I'm walking, I'm going to smell it on me. Cookie? Is that why you don't like him?
Cookie knows.
He stinks? Yeah. If only this was a video podcast, you would see.
Yeah, we need like the cookie cam.
So what are your favorite parts of Louisiana so far?
I would say how cheap everything is and food. I mean, like my favorite things,
goes hand in
basically.
hand.
Yeah. Cheap
Yeah, so
food,
we
and
went
it's so
to
good.
Walmart was an eye-opening experience.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We got
anytime anyone goes into a Walmart, it's pretty much an eye-opening experience for good or worse.
we got like a whole kitchen of appliances for $200.
Oh, yeah. My jaw was on the floor, basically. I was like, what? What have I been doing? Why have I been living in New York forever? I mean, I was just throwing money at these landlords for no reason. We had a broken window for like a whole year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's look.
You're probably gonna charge us for that.
Nah. That's another topic for another day. Now, I spoke about this before, but I want to get your insight on it. Mm-hmm. A woman sold her husband's PS5 because he told her it was an air purifier. What is like the most disrespectful thing you think you could do to me if you wanted to send a message?
Well, definitely something with your gaming situation, for sure.
Like, if you had enough of me, you would just be like, you would cut the cord or something, or
Hey, I mean,
hide the controllers.
I'm not too proud of this, but have gotten into situations where I was like, I will take this out. I will throw it out the window. And obviously, I would never do that because I'm a bitch. But I felt I thought that would, kind of get you straight, but obviously it didn't. Or it did for the moment, maybe, I guess. Whatever. The point is, I wouldn't do that.
You were just trying to get my attention.
I was just trying to, poke at you and get your attention, basically.
Yeah.
But I would never do that to you because I wouldn't want that done to me, with my computer or,
Or your cat?
Or my cat.
What if I was, dangling Cookie off of a 3-story building?
Well, then I will dangle your PS whatever.
And then we would just be standing there.
And we would be standing there. Who's going to crack first?
And then the next morning we'd be like, damn, we were drunk last night.
I think that's foul.
It's fucked up, right?
It's foul. I mean,
the PS5 does look like an air purifier,
it
though.
does. Agreed.
I can't wait to get mine for my
But you know
birthday.
what? She could have been like, babe, I'm sorry. You know what? I will get you the air purifier. I'm ordering it right now on Amazon.
I don't even know if it was that. It was more like he was trying to justify the cost of it. And he's like, no, baby, it's an air purifier. If he was smart, he would have just gotten one of those cheap ones and put it behind it. You know, because it's a tall, it's probably like a textbook size. And, you know.
Yeah, but then what does that say about the wife? Like,
Well, this is a broken relationship. I'm not going to go into the semantics of their relationship, but to sell it and get pennies on the dollar whenever PS5s are in full throttle, like the highest of
2020,
demand.
2021 is going to be the year they divorce. So,
or one of them gets murdered. Now, we haven't been watching a lot of murder mysteries.
I know.
You've been
I'm going
on the...
through withdrawals from that.
Yeah.
I miss
like,
it.
we need to see other people falling apart, I think, to make ourselves feel better. But you've been watching The Crown.
Hell yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
Here's the thing.
Thank you, Mom. Your mom.
I could not give one fuck less to watch that show, but the fact that you like it, I'm okay with you watching because I'm playing NBA 2K with my best friend online.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're both checked out. But so tell me about this Crown. I mean, sum it up.
There's drama. I mean, you like drama.
Yeah, but
You like drama.
whenever I look over, I'm just like, huh? What?
Shut up. And it's English drama, and their shade is so classy, and I love it. Everyone's throwing shade all the time in a nice British accent with tea. Like, it's very classy. I like that.
Right. Well, the only thing I like so far from what I've seen is that Sophie, the character Sophie from Peep Show, which is one of my top 5 favorite shows, she's in it.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I did go ahead a little bit, but now I'm starting from the beginning again.
Okay. So we're
she'll be back in in a season or 2.
Right. So, but does Princess Diana ever come to the fold, or
okay,
what?
Well, this is the point. This is why I started watching it, because the most recent season that just came out is the season where, you know, Princess Diana comes into play and, you know, gets married with Charles, and there's drama about that. But I wanted to see it from the beginning, you know, just so I can get the background history of, you know, Queen Elizabeth and her issues and her family's issues. And there's a lot of issues.
Do you think they're going to show the car crash that killed Princess? Princess
I
D?
hope not.
Big D?
I hope not, because, I mean, that was very traumatic for a lot of people.
You think it was a conspiracy?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was in a tunnel, right?
Yeah, that's shady.
Government. So not only can the U.S. be shady, but the U.K. They're like, oh,
I mean, the royals...
9/11, hold my hand. Hold my beer.
Hold my hand. We're going in this together.
My hand.
Yeah, the royal family, they got secrets that we don't even know about still.
The grandma was blowing the uncle, and he was fucking the child, and that child was Prince Harry.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but
I don't
know. I'll let you know. When
I
we
just
get there.
remember how I remember like your mood whenever, what was it, Meghan Markle married that guy, and you were like oh, this is so great.
Yeah, I got up and watched it in the morning. You were still sleeping. I woke up and watched it.
And I was like, what the hell? She's not even hot. He's not hot. Who fucking cares?
The same thing with Prince William and Kate. I was in college, and me and my roommate woke up very early to watch it.
So what is that? Is that like British people watching Donald Trump confess to raping people, or what? I mean, what's the obsession?
The obsession is that I can't believe that there is still a royal family
Right.
that is, I don't know, a part of the British, I don't know.
Parliament?
Yeah, like that just blows my mind.
Yeah,
it's like it seems so ancient that
It's-
there would be kings and queens. It's just like bizarre to me.
It's the closest thing to
Princesses.
a real life reality show that
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
ever have, because there's so much drama, shade, mischievous
Yes.
actions.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited. I was gonna watch it without you, but I know you like are not really watching it, but you are really watching it.
I'm just listening to the dialogue, and I'm like, all right, yeah, okay. Wake me up when someone gets murdered, right?
I agree.
I was like, has anybody died, or has anybody gotten killed yet? And you were like, yeah, he died from cancer. I was like, that's not.
And then I said, yeah. You were like, no one killed him. I said, cancer killed him.
Okay, yeah, that it doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna die of cancer. No big deal. What the hell are we talking about here?
I don't know. It was bizarre. I think he had like lung cancer or something. They took out a whole lung, and he was just living without a lung. He had one lung.
All right, let's talk about Rudy Giuliani real quick.
Bizarro. Oh God.
Here are
guy.
his last few months.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, the Borat movie. We all saw that. He
Yeah.
hosted the election fraud thing.
Yeah, at
the
the
Four
Four
Seasons
Seasons
landscaping.
Yeah, idiot.
He sweat so much that his hair dye made doo-doo trails down his sideburns.
Yes, and amongst other things with the sweating. I mean, with the handkerchief. You saw
Right,
the video.
right. Tell me about the handkerchief.
I hope he washes his handkerchiefs, first of all. He, in like 2 separate occasions, had a handkerchief. One occasion, he blew his nose with the handkerchief, folded it
The wrong way.
the opposite way, then patted his mouth with the booger side of the handkerchief.
Yes. Oh,
That
snotty.
made me want to throw up just talking about it. And then the other occasion, he was sweating so hard. I mean, like, it's wintertime. How hard are you sweating right now, first of all?
Well, when you're guilty of a lot of things,
Exactly.
brings upon the sweat glands.
So he was patting his head like a madman, then put the handkerchief, still folded it the opposite way. Put the handkerchief on his leg. He was sitting down, he put it on his leg. Then took his hand and just like, I don't know, put his hand over the handkerchief and kind of tapped it a couple times. Then there was a woman next to him. I don't know who this lady was. I don't know his lady. I
Definitely
don't know
not his
who
wife. Couldn't be.
Then he like grabbed her arm with the hand that he just touched the handkerchief
The
with.
handkerchief hand.
Super spreader. My God, do you understand what germs are?
Well, yeah,
Can
that
you,
was
like,
that was
get
my
a
last
life?
thing. He farted during a hearing, like audibly, like everybody was like, "Yo, man, like you just did that, right?" But also, here's the kicker: he got COVID, so who knows how much shit he's been spreading. Ugh.
Yeah.
By the way, COVID may cause erectile dysfunction. Have you heard that?
No, but I believe it. Wait, like the after effects? You mean?
Yeah, long term.
Oh no.
So all
I thought you
these-
meant during. I'm like, yeah, I don't think anyone's
Well-
getting it up during,
Yeah.
their struggle with COVID right now.
That's my whole thing about the COVID. It's like, yeah, I had it. I got over it. Did you think about the long-term effects of the brain and the penis?
Well, I mean, you think we had it, but you don't think I have any long-term effects?
I
You
don't
do?
know.
Do you feel like you have any long-term effects?
No.
Well, you had a very chill, mild.
All it was me coughing and like looking at you like, what the fuck? Why am I still coughing? I don't even feel sick. I don't have a
Yeah.
fever. I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel fantastic, but I can't take more than like a half a breath in before I cough.
Yeah.
It was the stupidest. COVID. If that's what you're getting me, fuck off, because that was some bullshit. But other people dead.
Died.
So there was a grandma that, old people are very susceptible to this disease, and
Right.
you're supposed to be distancing, secluded, staying away from everything. This grandma got COVID. How did she get COVID? She was sneaking out of the house and going to a karaoke bar that was not following procedures.
I mean, get your grandma a karaoke machine so she could do it at home. What? It is 2020. You can do a karaoke machine on your phone.
Yeah. I mean, what song was it that she really had to sing? Living on a Prayer?
Drop It Like It's Hot.
Oh.
That's her go-to.
Oh. All right, well, on that note, Madeline Altamirano,
Okay.
LaSala.
excuse me. Let's bleep that out. Thanks.
Madeline Mata Madison
Madison, yeah.
Wait, what's the middle name? Madeline Antoinette? Alright, we'll just call you Antoinette LaSala from now on.
Okay.
No good?
It's just a long name.
Madeline Antoinette Altamirano.
Madeline Antoinette Altamirano LaSala.
It's a lot of syllables.
It's a lot of A's.
And what's your social security number?
Okay, it's 50.
Y'all have a good night!